the Citroen ë-C4. Now, the amount of times people have said to me, this car is so comfortable. Well, I've got to try it for myself. I got this car from Onto, and ordinarily I would say, if you want a car from Onto, do the referral link. But Onto have now gone into administration, so watch my video about that. So it's very sad. This is the last car we'll have with Onto. So ordinarily I would do a first impressions video, and I did start doing one with my wife and daughter, but life got in the way and that never happened. So instead you've got a kind of a 1 month review.
Looks like a normal car.
First things first, let's look at the outside of it.
Guarda quanto è grande. It seems quite tall.
Okay.
I like that it's tall.
Here we go with the obligatory walk around. From the front, well, you know, it looks like a Citroen, doesn't it? It's unmistakably Citroen. You can tell it's Citroen because it's got weird little bumps in strange places. But you know what? Kind of works, I think. The front looks pretty angry. My daughter doesn't like it because she doesn't like angry cars.
It's just a normal red car that glares at you all the time.
By the way, just to say, I haven't cleaned the car. I cleaned the car the other day because I was going to do a review the other day, and then torrential rain and everything else, and the car is just a mess again. So sorry about that. So you can see you've got these pretty distinctive kind of dents in the bonnet, which all looks quite interesting. If we go on the muddy side, you'll see we've got a typical pointless little Citroen indent there, but as I say, it's unmistakably Citroen, isn't it? You probably can't see with the light, but you've got quite odd indents on the side of it. It almost looks like someone's been panel beating it in strange places. In fact, it looks a bit like Crichton.
I can't believe it.
Looking at the back, which should we say is the best side? Possibly. What you will notice is you've got a spoiler here, and we'll see that from the inside. So you've got a spoiler which cuts through the glass, and no rear wiper. That's the view you get out the back. You can see that there's that line cutting through. That's where the spoiler is. And with, of course, with no wiper, then that does get a bit grubby. Although the car's fairly aerodynamic by the looks of it, so it's not too bad. So overall, I think it looks all right. As standard, it's a 7.4 kilowatt charger, but you can upgrade for £300 to 11 kilowatts. The 7.4 kilowatt charger will charge in 7.5 hours, 11 in just 5 hours. And if you're out and about and you want a rapid charge, well, it'll do 100 kilowatts, which is up to 80% in 30 minutes. A claim I tested, watch the video, and is absolutely correct. So well done, Citroen. However, I just tested in summer, and charging speeds generally are a bit worse in winter. So this trim is the Shine Plus. I don't think you can get the Shine Plus anymore with the new model. The new model's actually got a bigger battery than this, slightly more powerful motor. So the Shine Plus is an older one, but if you're looking at used ë-C4s, then the Shine Plus you'll probably find, and it's a pretty good spec really. And this was the one that Onto had. Right, since I'm hanging around the boot, let's open it and see what we can fit inside.
Looks nice. Nice yard. Oh, nice. I like when they're long. Oh, this is just a bullshit compartment. Yeah. But is there something under there, or they were just the wheel?
Well, probably not the wheel, but a speaker, I think. And although I can't actually show you, of course, the sound system in here is really good. That's a pretty good space. It looks fairly shallow, but it's relatively deep, and because it's got this flat false floor here, it's really convenient and like no lip at all. I mean, look at that. As an entry point, that's just wonderful. The other advantage with this, of course, is we've got somewhere to store our cables, and also you've got that, which I can push through on the other side.
Guarda che c'ha.
The good thing is that you can open that, and it means if you have something long, you can...
Like a dog.
Well, no, I was thinking skis.
Children could also go there. And they can breathe through here.
Right, let's put some luggage in there. So you've got 380 litres of boot space, or 1,250 litres with the seats down, but you don't care about that, you just want to see what you can actually fit in there. Because litres, meaningless, isn't it? Absolutely meaningless. So you'll see that putting in luggage that way doesn't really fit. So already that's just not going to work. You can see that. So it might be a case of having to take out the false floor, but without taking out the false floor, just about fits. What do we think? Ooh, not sure. Let's have a go. Okay, well that fits. I'm just going to dump all that over there, it's fine. Okay, let's have a go now. Well, that, ooh, it's kind of a bump there that makes that not go in properly. So, you would just about, I'm keeping all the charging cables in there because they're useful, but you could stick it in the front or something, but even if you were to take those out, it takes a bit of Tetris actually. Let's put the seats down. Let's get out the tape measure. So with the seats down, my seat is at my driving position. I'm 5'10", 5'11", and you've got 150, I would say 155 centimeters length, and the width is 100 and, well, let's say 100, and the height up to here is 40, around the 44 mark. Let's try it with the seats up. Okay, so the depth with the seats up is about 74 centimetres. You've got about 10 centimetres under there. So that's the boot then, not quite as capacious as I was expecting really, based on the way it looks, because it does look quite good though. What I would say is it is nice having that flat entry point. You don't get enough cars that have that. Let's have a look inside the car. You'll see it's all quite familiar because it's the same sort of stuff as the Peugeot.
Ah, sì.
Stellantis cars are generally the same. So all of this will be completely familiar if you've driven a Corsa, a Mocha, DS3, and of course the E208 that I used to have. They're all kind of the same. Something I do find annoying in all of these Stellantis cars is the glass just seems so small. You have a head-up display.
Ah, nice.
What header?
Guarda questo, guarda. Tirati su. Siediti su tua madre.
Cosa?
Vedi che c'è sto coso e
Sì.
vedi la velocità e vedi la macchina? Lo vedi o no?
Sì.
I love HUDs. Sorry for all the rubbish in the background. This house really is a complete tip. What you get on there is your speed limit, you get the speed you're going, you get the distance with the car in front, which you can change if you're doing cruise control, and you'll also get directions if you're using the inbuilt navigation, but not if you're using CarPlay or Android Auto for your navigation. And do you want to see something else quite cool?
Vuoi provare a guidare? Cosa?
Here,
Se no andiamo a sbattere sul misto.
push that,
E
and
che
then
è?
push that. You can put like an iPad or whatever kind of in there, and it kind of as a holder, so it can.
It doesn't look to be the right inclination.
We'll see. We need to test it.
Yeah.
If you just try and put your tablet in there, kind of works, but it's a little bit flimsy. And I was thinking, how this just seems a little bit over-engineered. Look at it. But it turns out there's something else in the boot that I need to put on here. So here you've got a tablet holder. Now you put your tablet inside there, and that fits onto that. A bit grubby, sorry. But anyway, there we go. So that's your tablet holder. And once it's on, it's very secure. You've got a couple of latches up here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can. There are a couple of latches there, one on either side. If you pull that, then it comes up, And you might be wondering, is this little tray good to have a laptop on there? Well, let's have a look. Yeah, not really.
Doesn't have a hidden compartment like the other one.
It has that in there.
Ah, okay. I like
It's got
hidden compartment.
wireless charging.
I like this car. I like cars with loads of hidden compartments.
I can feel air conditioning, but I don't want it. Ah, look,
Ring.
it's actually a light.
Proper controls. It's nice, no?
Ring.
No? That was the annoying thing with the Peugeot.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Why are you not convinced? It's nice to have proper
Well, I
controls.
have to get used to it. What is this noise?
A tractor.
Rim.
Cool.
Rim. Rim. Oh, rim.
Here's how it looks from the back. Really nice having that light ceiling there. So in the back, it's pretty comfortable actually. These are what look like leather seats, certainly part leather anyway, and they're very squishy but firm. There's pretty good leg room. I like the fact that these are sculpted in, so my knees have plenty of space here. It's pretty comfortable. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a bump here. It's not a flat floor at the back. EVs really don't need this bump because there's no transmission tunnel, so it's kind of pointless it being there. Because this is a platform that's shared with ICE cars as well, then that's why you get the bump, unfortunately. Odd style, this, but you know, it's okay, I suppose. Leather pretty much everywhere on the seats, but let's be honest, there is a lot of scratchy plastic here. What's that? Kind of odd scratchy plastic. You've also got one USB-C and one USB-A, so that's fantastic because I mean everyone's covered then. I'm not too sure why manufacturers insist quite often on just giving you one or the other. So having both, wonderful, love that. And this is kind of cool. We can pull this down, and you've got a little tray here to stick your drinks, or well, it looks like someone stuck something because it's all greasy. It's a bit disgusting actually, but anyway, you can put drinks in there, and I don't know, what's that for a phone? But would I be happy in here for a long journey? Yes, I think I would. So the first thing to say in here, it's really comfortable. The second thing to say is I like the fact it's got buttons. I don't like everything being on the touch screen, so I like having buttons. I like having dials. We've got a dial for the temperature on the left and the temperature on the right. This middle one is for the fan speed, and nice clicky buttons for AC Auto or AC Max. If it's boiling in here, you just go press that. Heated seats as well on both sides. The screen is nice and wide, although like with a lot of Stellantis cars of this same era, you've got these kind of weird pointless bits on the left and right, which I don't really like very much. I'd rather it used up the whole screen. But you've still got buttons here if you need them for getting to the home and getting to the car settings. The steering wheel feels nice, I think, and you've got buttons on it. Great, love the buttons. So you've got all your cruise control stuff on the left and the media playing and voice command button on the right. You've got wireless phone charging here. You've got a USB-C and you've got a USB-A. Again, that's really good. One thing that caught me out though is the USB-C is the one that does your CarPlay and Android Auto. The USB-A is just for powering something. So it's odd because I was just in the Peugeot E208 and that also had USB-C and A, but it was a different way around. Under here we've got a little thing that lifts up. I'm not sure about these little blue accents, but maybe they're funky, I'm not sure. Scratchy plastic all over the place. Drive mode here, you've got 3 drive modes, normal, sport and eco. Personally I would just leave it in normal because eco restricts the air conditioning temperature a little bit, so and you're not gaining that much more range by doing eco, so just leave it in normal unless you're really desperate, and then maybe stick it in eco. Or your gear selection just there, electronic handbrake and a button here which if I press it allows me to see things like statistics and if I want to change the charge time as well. You can defer the charging time, so you can have a charging timer. That's great. It allows you to start the charging timer. Doesn't allow you to tell it when to stop though. I don't know why cars do this, and Teslas don't do this either. I don't get it. And Tesla fanboys and girls will just say, well, you know, the charger can do it for you, but I don't want the charger to do it for me. If you've got a dumb charger that doesn't have any kind of smart controls, then the car should just be able to do it for you. Anyway, so I don't understand why cars can't have an end time. The Leaf does. The Leaf, the 8-year-old Leaf that I've got, that can do it. You've also got cup holders here and a little thing that slides over if you don't want the cup holders. So all I've got under there is microfiber cloth, which I should really use a little bit more, but no lumbar support, strangely, which I would have expected actually in a car that's this comfortable. You'd think it would have the lumbar support, but no. So looking here at the controls next to the steering wheel, you've got the lane keep assist, turning that off because it's on by default. That's my absolute nemesis. I bloody hate lane keep assist. The country road that we have to drive to school in, it's got 2 lanes of traffic, but it's actually only big enough for 1.5 cars really. So if with lane keep assist, it keeps forcing you into the oncoming traffic a little bit. It's just a nudge in this car. It's worse in other cars, but still it's really annoying. I want that off by default. It drives me crazy. And you have to hold down to turn it off, which is really silly. It's also annoying because when you're here and you're driving, you can't see it. So when you're driving on a road and it keeps edging you right, then you've got to gingerly faff around down here to try and find that and turn it off. Anyway, enough money about that. Overall, it's quite nice, but the interior is, I would say, worse than the E208 that I just tested. It really is a festival of scratchy plastic, which is a bit disappointing. You would expect it. I mean, everything else feels quite plush, I would say. So it's a bit disappointing, really, in that respect. But overall, it's all pretty good, and I just like the fact we've got the buttons, decent screen, we've got a nice screen in front, and the dash area, and it just feels, quite nice. Yeah, so no, there's no room for it. It looks like there should be a frunk under there, but there's not. But that's the problem with all of these cars that aren't EVs. Like the Ioniq 5 has a frunk because you can't get a petrol version. But it also means that there's not.
Where do they put all this stuff?
Yeah, if it can go a bit under, they can just package it better. And think about the Tesla, you don't see anything in the front, it's all tucked underneath.
Yeah. Plus.
Yeah. All cars should have frunks. There's a 100 kilowatt motor in this, which means that it's only 0 to 62 in 9 point something seconds. 9.6 seconds? I can't remember. The newer model of this has a 115 kilowatt motor, but weirdly, it's actually a bit slower to 62. I say weirdly, it's not weird because it's got a larger battery in it. And in terms of efficiency, I've been getting about 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour since I've had it, but that's doing a lot of trips on this very fast road, very fast hilly road to my daughter's school. So generally, I would say you probably get more like 180 mile range out of this car. As I said, the new ë-C4 is better range because it's got a bigger battery and a bit more efficient actually. Okay, so if I put it in sport mode, let's see what it's like. It's not groundbreaking at all. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's disappointing, but it's weird for an electric car to feel quite slow, I think. It's nice to drive, it's pretty soft, the suspension is good. And, well, it rolls a bit around corners actually, but it's fine. What is stupid is that spoiler that's on the back that cuts your rear view in half. It looks like a mistake. It's really weird. So overall, to sum up this review then, comfort. It's a comfortable car. It's pretty well spec'd, I think. It's a good size for the family. Charging in 30 minutes, best case scenario 30 minutes anyway, is pretty good. The kind of 180 mile range that you get out of it is not too bad, although it's obviously going to be less than that on the motorway. That's just doing kind of mixed driving. Although it's relatively efficient if you're just piddling around town, then you could certainly get much better range than that, I think. It's £36,000 new, but you can pick them up for about £20,000 second hand. Although if you're looking at a £20,000 budget, I would look at the Kia e-Niro as well and just compare the two. The Niro certainly charges slower than this, but you get a bit more room in the boot and certainly faster. if that's your thing. I do like having a little bit more punch, I've got to say.
I don't want French cars anymore. Who does Volvo?
Swedish.
Yeah, why don't you get a Volvo? I want to try Volvo.
And Volvo's got a new one.
Yeah, because I saw a Volvo
Yeah.
on the road that looks really nice.
That's the XC40, but they've got a new one, the EX30, which is a bit smaller than a Nero, but it's really good. Everyone's going crazy about it, so
yeah?
I would like to try that, but it's not out yet.
But
Try.
all these French cars and loro Bugatti. Do we go to the circus with this car?
Maybe. Where the hell did we have to park? So there you have it, the Citroen ë-C4, a very comfortable family car.
Vabbè. Another big car on the outside, that inside is just a normal size. Another disappointment. One would like some space inside, not outside. Outside, what do I care if it's big?
Well, it's obviously got a bigger boot, isn't it?
But I don't care about the bigger boot. I like to be big inside, to feel open and airy.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Please press the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified of other videos, and I'll be back very soon. Bye for now.